This impressive-looking castle behind me houses one of the most important documents in British history, the touchstone for democracy around the world. What is it, and where am I? Find out in just a moment.
On today's show, I'm helping a couple of retired expats say au revoir to France as they search for a new home in the beautiful British countryside. At one property, they can't help but fall in love with the simply stunning kitchen.
It was breath. It took his breath away. It's magnificent.
And it seems there's only one word to describe the mystery house.
Different?
It's different.
It is. Very different.
Today we're in Lincolnshire, and this red brick prison inside the medieval walls of Lincoln Castle holds one of the 4 original copies of Magna Carta, which King John was forced to put his seal to in 1215. The original document, which was signed by the Bishop of Lincoln, guarantees a right to a free trial and equality before the law, and that included the king. And these are the underpinnings of our legal rights today. But it's not the only much treasured thing in this county.
Situated on the east coast, Lincolnshire is England's second largest county and shares its eastern border with the North Sea and its western border with Nottinghamshire. Covering over 2,500 square miles, the expansive landscape is noted for its windmills that dot the horizon towards the south. The fens and agriculture here bear more than a passing resemblance to the Netherlands. But the county also has its uplands. In the north are the Lincolnshire Wolds, whose chalk downs are a designated area of outstanding natural beauty and inspiration for the famed local poet Alfred Lord Tennyson. The county town of Lincoln was originally a Roman settlement. Its historic and spectacular cathedral is 271 feet high and dates back to the 11th century. Eminent Victorian writer John Ruskin once said it was the most precious piece of architecture in the British Isles.
The cathedral may be dizzyingly high, but house prices in Lincolnshire are not. The average price for a detached house here is £167,000, which is 35% less than the national average. Now, if you want to live in an area of outstanding natural beauty like the Wolds, then you're going to pay more. But unlike the rest of England, if you head to the coast, you may get a bargain. And there's also a wide variety of architectural styles to choose from.
Speaking geologically, Lincolnshire can be split across the middle, with the low-lying fens of the south and the wolds in the north, and the county's architecture follows suit. Local limestone predominates in the villages of the wolds. Fine and slightly sandy in texture, its versatility means you'll find properties in all shapes and sizes, such as this 4-bedroom house in Thilby, which is on the market at just under £500,000. And there's also this beautiful 2-bedroom Grade 2 listed cottage in Scopwick, which is priced at £210,000. Also in the north, you'll find houses in the distinctive ironstone, a blend of sandstone with iron oxides. If that appeals, then you might like this semi-detached 3-bedroom house in Thilby on the edge of the Wolds. It could be yours for £315,000. Head south and you'll see where the Georgian and Victorian developers have left their mark. The legacy of the local brickyards around Louth lives on in the surrounding houses. This 6-bedroom Grade 2 listed home is currently on the market at £450,000.
A great variety of different building styles here in Lincolnshire, but are they enough to lure our house buyers back from abroad? Let's meet them.
After their retirement 6 years ago, Terry and Judith upped sticks from their house in Scotland to live in what was previously their holiday home in France. But now their thoughts have turned to a future back in the UK and the opportunity to spend time with their family. They recently arrived at this British hotel so they can start their country house search.
Well, we haven't done this lightly. We've thought about it for perhaps 18 months, haven't we?
Yes.
About, you know, the benefits of living in the UK as opposed to living in France, and what things we could get out of it, what's better for us as we get older. We visit my family more than anything. My cousin, who I'm very close to, her daughter's just 4 years ago had a little girl, and we don't see as much of her as we'd like to see, and she's, you know, she's one of the reasons, and just being able to see the family.
Their current property is a 4-bedroom timber-framed build set in the northeast of France. And even though they'll miss it, they're convinced now is the perfect time for a change.
It's really hard to think about leaving it because we have become very attached to it. But we've got to face facts that it is too big for us.
At the moment, we just live on one level, on the lower level. And that is sufficient just for the two of us.
It is.
And it would be ideal to be able to take the lower level from France and put it in somewhere in England, and that would be ideal for us.
Fortunately, we can't do that.
With their roots in Yorkshire, specifically the town of Rotherham, they're looking for good access from their chosen county, which is just one of the reasons for choosing Lincolnshire.
I think the other thing about Lincolnshire also is the fact that it's really got good produce. I like cooking, so obviously I'm always looking at things like that.
And along with a large kitchen for Judith to create in, there's something else that will definitely be on their wish list for their new home.
I mean, for me, the most exciting thing would be open fireplaces, or even
The opportunity to actually put in a wood-burning stove.
Yeah, a wood-burning stove, and ingle nut would be great, but, you know, I mean, that's everybody's dream, so I don't know. But that'd be it for me.
Since retiring, Terry and Judith have travelled throughout France and Britain in their caravan, and they'll be continuing to explore on their return.
Since we took up caravanning, it's definitely changed my idea about it because I'd never done it before, and I've really, really enjoyed it. We've visited lots of places that I never thought that we'd ever get to visit in the UK. And the beauty of it is you can stay for a few days or you can stay for a few weeks.
With a return to the UK housing market, it's of course pounds and not euros that will decide their finances.
The budget for our move is £300,000.
Terry and Judith would like to be within easy reach of the A1 for convenient access to family in Rotherham in Yorkshire, and also for return trips to France. So the west of Lincolnshire is their preferred area. I went to meet them at their rather grand local hotel to find out more about their expectations for their new British home.
Welcome to Lincolnshire, you two.
Thank you.
All the way from France. How does it feel to be in the lovely English summer?
Not quite the same as in France.
I know, you both got lovely tans.
Well, we've had a little bit of good weather.
So Lincoln's the goal, but in the property, tell me about what you're looking for in terms of the property.
Something that's either 2 or perhaps 3 bedrooms, a lounge, a fairly large kitchen, and a smallish garden.
At
but
least somewhere that we can
that's
sit out.
probably on the edge of a village or...
Or in a small village.
Yes.
And style-wise, what are you looking for?
We'd like something cottagey, or we don't mind low ceilings, beams we like, an eating kitchen. I don't mind if it's a small living room, as long as it's, I like an open fire or a log burner.
Well, so we've got a sort of 2 to 3 bedroom cottage, really. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
So with some period feel,
Features.
If possible, yeah.
but an eating kitchen.
That's right.
And what's your budget?
We're looking at £300,000.
Great. Good. Well, Lincolnshire has lots to offer. No time like the present. Let's go.
Let's go.
For their budget of £300,000, Terry and Judith are after a character home with a feature fireplace or wood burner, a large kitchen, a minimum of 2 bedrooms, a manageable garden, and a driveway big enough to park their caravan. We found 3 beautiful properties which we think will really fit the bill for our buyers, and at each one I'll be asking them to guess the price before I reveal it. One, of course, will be our mystery house, which could prove to be something of a modern classic. But first, let's hit the road to property number 1. We've made the journey 5 miles east of Lincoln to the quiet village of Fiskerton, and we're around 50 miles from Rotherham for those family visits. Fiskerton means fisherman's town, and it was a fishing as well as farming village until the drainage of the Witham Fens in the 1780s. These days, its amenities include a village hall, which serves as a post office, a local shop for day-to-day necessities, and a hostelry for traditional pub grub. Our first property was once 2 houses, the original building dating back to the late 1700s, with the front part added in the late 1800s. In its past life, it was once a pub and also a post office, a clear sign of which you can still see today.
Here we have it. House number 1.
Wow, it's lovely.
Quite interesting.
Yeah, it is. Really pretty.
On a road, but it's not too busy.
No.
A little bit of life to it. Yeah. What are your thoughts from the outside?
No, I think it looks beautiful. It's really nice.
Nice front to the house. It looks a welcoming house.
Yeah, good. Well, shall we have a peek inside?
Yes, please.
Okay.
The traditional frontage of this property is in contrast to the first room we'll see on the inside. So I'm hoping that Terry and Judith will appreciate the contemporary styling.
Come on, straight into the kitchen. The back of the house. You always enter the house from the back in the countryside.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's really nice.
It's quite a change of gear because it's very modern inside.
It is.
It's modern, but it's warm looking. It looks nice. I like it. I wouldn't have to change it.
No, it's quite nice.
But you do have a very big utility room with all the white goods.
Yeah.
So lots of
Which
space.
is ideal, yeah.
Yes.
And space to eat as well.
I think it's beautiful. It's really nice.
The living space in this property is divided into summer and winter rooms. The summer sitting room once housed the post office counter, and it's a beautiful, light and spacious area with a decorative fireplace. But it's the winter sitting room that's about to deliver one of the key features on their wish list, a wood burner.
So, yes, a winter sitting room.
Oh,
Very
that is really
nice.
quite nice.
Nice to have choice, isn't it?
It is. Oh, it's beautiful. I love the fireplace.
Yeah. So there's a potbelly sort of log burner there, which will keep you nice and warm.
Yeah, it's quite
In the
nice.
winter months.
The double aspect windows is quite good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely. I mean, we're spoiled. I think this is quite nice.
There's
But
plenty
it's
of options.
Really?
Yeah, because there's of the use of the property. For example, there's a beer cellar down below, and then there's stairs. If you go through this door, there's stairs up, which takes you up to 3 bedrooms.
Right.
Or 2 bedrooms and 1 very small room. So you could either have that as a sort of guest wing, but your bedroom is at the back of the house,
All right.
up a different staircase.
Oh,
Follow me.
right.
The route to the master bedroom is through a useful study, which could be used as a quiet area for reading. There's also a dining room, which features another stunning fireplace that's sure to delight. But it's time to see the room where our buyers could be resting their heads.
So, up the back stairs into the, well, this is the main bedroom.
It's lovely. It's
Is it-
quite big.
Quite different.
Yeah.
Is it the right sort of proportions for you?
It's big enough for us. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So you come up into the roof of the old part of the building, got the beams, and then also they've just put this in very nice ensuite.
Oh, oh, that's nice.
Big jacuzzi bath.
Oh gosh, it's ideal. It's perfect. Yeah, I think it'd work.
Well, that's pretty much all inside. I mean, I'll give you a chance to explore later on, but let's go outside and talk money.
Out here, the very manageable garden is mostly laid to lawn. There's also a patio area if they fancy doing a bit of outdoor entertaining.
Yeah, and usually, I mean, all the garden is at the front, but there is a big parking space, perfect for a caravan.
Actually, it's perfect. At least you can get a car on there, and it's quite handy to have, and access to the back door, which is good.
So that's the tour complete, house number 1. The one missing piece of information is the price. How much do you think it costs?
It's quite a lot bigger than we expected. So I think you've got to be really looking at the top 300,000 at least.
What about you, Terry?
I think it's quite near to the top of our budget. I would say it was somewhere around about 290,000.
Well, I'm afraid that your wife was closer to the mark. It's actually on at 299.
Really? Oh. I'm even surprised at that. I thought it possibly could have been over.
Oh, Good.
So quite pleased.
That's good.
That's good.
So we haven't actually explored all of it, so I'm going to give you time to go and look at the upstairs in the front.
Okay.
And sort of see whether it's going to work for you. And then I'll see you out on the drive and we can press on.
That's lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just under their top budget of £300,000, this house with a varied history meets all of Terry and Judith's demands. It has a large modern kitchen, a variety of feature fireplaces, 4 bedrooms, a manageable garden, and space to park the caravan.
The outside of the property is really attractive. It looks really nice. It's in a nice position. A little bit near the road, but I think could live with that. The bedrooms are quite different because you've got access through 2 staircases. I think I'd have to probably alter the stairs a little bit to make it a little bit easier to climb.
The house is quite deceiving in the size of it. It's bigger than what I first expected from the front. We are looking to downsize, but I think it's a good size for us actually to downsize to.
I think it's going to be nice for these guys to be a bit more embedded in the community with the pub there and the church there. It's a good spot. All right, all done?
Nice. Yes, thank you very much.
Very nice.
So I'm going to whisk you off to the next property.
Lincolnshire's farming heritage is rooted in the richness and versatility of its soil, and it's home to more Grade 1 agricultural land than any other county in England. As a result, around 20% of the nation's food originates here, with potatoes, wheat, poultry and cereals as prime examples, along with livestock like pigs, sheep and beef. In historic market towns such as Louth on the edge of the Lincolnshire wolds, an array of thriving independent suppliers also produce and sell food to their local communities. As Judith is especially keen to find out more about the produce and recipes of the area, we arranged for her and Terry to get involved in the preparation of a local speciality pork dish. They'll be helping chef Rachel Green, whose family has been farming in Lincolnshire for 14 generations.
OK, guys, let's come and make some Lincolnshire chine, shall we?
Let's do it.
Have you had chine before?
No, never.
Right,
Never.
well, I'm going to do this my grandma's way. Lincolnshire
Right.
chine is a traditional, obviously, Lincolnshire dish, and we always used to have it for sort of high days and holidays. So it's all about stuffing the chine with the parsley. Now, today, generally, people put it into a roasting bag and they roast it, actually, in the oven. But I'm going to do it a different way, and I need your help here, Terry. I'm going to make a crust, a flour and water crust, to seal the chine in, which actually cooks it and sort of half steams it and half cooks it in the oven. Terry, I'm going to get you here to mix some really good old Lincolnshire flour from one of the windmills with some water into a paste, so you get that consistency. If you keep feeling that, you'll know. All right?
Yep.
Basically, chine is the Old English word for backbone.
All right.
But these days, we use the shoulder. And you can see this is a
so
nice
that's
piece
of shoulder.
that, like, with all that lovely fat gauge on it. OK, so the next thing we need to do is chop some of that parsley. All right. We want some stalk, but not too much. And I'm going to make the slits. OK.
Right.
So does that smell? Parsley smells good, doesn't it?
Smells beautiful.
Right. I'll open the slits and you shove some parsley down. How's that? Okay.
Right,
Don't be too delicate about it. Come and have a look here. OK.
More?
Yeah. It's got to be full. It's got to be packed. Got to go right to the end as well. Shove it right down. Right. Oh, Judith, I need you to hold it like that. You can tell I'm from up north, can't you, Judith? Yes. Right, now I'm going to tie this, obviously, so you need a long bit at the back and underneath.
And now it's time to roll out the pastry that Terry's prepared for the crust, turning the dough regularly to keep it an even thickness.
That will protect the meat as it cooks. And what we'll do is we'll wrap it in it, and then we're going to cook it for about 2.5 hours.
Pork is very much the heritage food of Lincolnshire, being the source of several traditional recipes, such as haslet, faggots, and this one, chine.
And then we'll just literally a bit like a big nappy.
Yeah.
Wrap her up like that.
So
Pop it into my oven.
Right.
So I'm just going to put it into the roasting part of the oven.
After cooking, the meat needs to be left to cool, as it is best eaten when cold, and carved into thin slices. It's traditional to serve the stuffed chine with a dash of vinegar to cut through the fat and the strong flavour of the parsley.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
That looks
Yeah?
beautiful.
That looks good, doesn't it?
It really does.
Have a go, guys.
Thank you.
See what you think.
It smells beautiful.
It always smells good, yeah.
It does.
Does it taste
Oh, it's beautiful.
Do you think it is?
It really is.
Have a hug.
Oh, look, thank you.
Now Terry and Judith have tasted one local recipe, we'd better find them a kitchen to try cooking it in. So let's head back to our property search. We've travelled 13 miles east of Grantham to the historic village of Fockingham, and we're around half an hour's drive from their family in Rotherham. In Fockingham, there are a number of amenities, including a post office and local shop, as well as somewhere to take afternoon tea. Our second house is around 5 minutes away in Threckingham, a small village dominated by its impressive 11th century church. And there's also a local pub that dates back to 871. The property I'm showing them is considerably more modern than that, but even so, it's still 200 years old.
In you come.
Cute.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
that's quite nice.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
So wow from you and quite nice from Terry. So what are your thoughts about it? Because it's more contemporary than the last one.
Contemporary could be good. You think, Terry?
Cottage garden, it's really, really nice. They've certainly put some effort into around this area. It's
They
beautiful.
certainly have. It's a
Yeah,
real
it's
show
lovely.
garden, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
Plus, look at this. What could you put there?
Oh,
Well, at least a caravan.
at least a
caravan.
caravan.
Yes.
Yes. It would fit there.
So it's a very different offering, not least because it's more compact. That might be a benefit.
Well, it might, yeah.
Could well be.
Yeah.
Let's look inside.
While it might not look its age from the outside, the interior of this property is a fantastic mix of contemporary and character features.
So coming straight into the winter room, the sitting room, the snug.
Lovely. It's quite nice.
So these are the oldest part of the house, so you can see the sort of age of the beams.
Yeah, it's very low. But it's lovely.
And you've got a lovely big log burner, which kicks off a lot of heat.
But this is beautiful, isn't it? It's really nice.
Really nice room.
It is.
Yes.
It'll suit our needs.
It's a nice little snug for a winter time.
It is. It's beautiful.
And these
nice.
very deep windows. You can see the old country cottage walls.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It's really nice.
Really nice.
They clearly adore the character feel, but now it's time to find out how far their love of contemporary styling might stretch. As we come to the kitchen, which is a rather more futuristic proposition.
Oh,
See what I mean? A bit of a change of gear.
oh yes, definitely. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
Absolutely. Look at that.
He was breath. He took his breath away.
It is.
It's
It's
lovely.
magnificent.
It
It's
is.
an amazing kitchen, isn't it?
It certainly
Oh,
is.
fabulous.
It's absolutely. I love it.
Do you?
I do.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, really? Because we were a bit worried it might be a bit modern for you.
Well, it is modern.
It
It's
is
not like
modern,
anything
but-
I've ever had, but I can't say I don't like it because I do. I love it. I think it's brilliant.
It really is.
Yeah.
And this has everything you could ever want. It's got a double oven, it's got fridge and freezer all built into that back wall. Space age. So, I mean, it really is a super high-tech kitchen. I know you love to cook.
I do.
So this could be a whole new world of food preparation.
I mean, for a kitchen, it is absolutely beautiful. Even I might learn to cook.
Well, there you go. That would
to
be a
hold him to that.
dividend. That would be a dividend. But actually, if you step across this way, you see, actually, you've got this access as well, which is also a massive room.
It is. It's huge.
And then beyond that, a sort of sitting area. It's the hallway, but there's a log burner, there's a chaise longue, you can relax there.
It looks very cosy.
It really is nice.
It's really nice.
Good. Well, I mean, this is the downstairs. You see, it's very open. It flows very beautifully.
It does. It's
Should we
lovely.
check out the upstairs?
Yes, please.
Well, the kitchen has really got them excited, and I'm sure they'll be just as impressed with the finish of the bedrooms. Time to check out the master.
So we fulfilled your brief completely by giving you 2 bedrooms.
Two's fine.
Two's
Two's
fine.
quite enough
It's
for
nice.
us.
But they're high-quality bedrooms.
Yeah.
Look at this.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's really
This
nice.
is beautiful. Double aspect
And
bedroom.
Yeah.
It really is nice.
And a very nice ensuite, again with that very contemporary white feel. And then in the other bedroom, good-sized bedroom, also with an ensuite shower and a cupboard. So, what are your thoughts about
I
upstairs?
think it's beautiful. It's lovely.
The configuration of this property is ideal for what we want. There's plenty of room downstairs and the 2 bedrooms is quite adequate.
Is there a sparkle in your two eyes? Is this feeling...
I think so, yeah,
I've got a
definitely.
really nice feeling about this place.
Yeah.
Let's go into the garden and talk about money.
Right. Oh, no.
Love is definitely in the air with this home, and our buyers seem quite smitten. We're heading back through the stunning space-age kitchen and into the pretty landscaped garden, which also has a patio area for outside dining. So an attractive proposition. How much would you pay for it?
Well, I think taking it that it's slightly smaller than the last property, I think probably 295.
Oh, I think it's... Considering the configuration of the property and what it is, I think it's the opposite. I think it's a little bit higher. I will say 310.
310. Well, once again, Terry, you should listen to your wife because she's exactly on the money. £295,000.
See?
So in budget.
I love it.
Well, there's not so much to explore because we've sort of
No.
explored most of it, but we didn't look at the room upstairs. See if you can feel at home there.
Lovely.
Let's
Okay,
head back in.
thank you.
Near the top end of their budget at £295,000, this house is just tailor-made for Terry and Judith. It gives them a huge kitchen that's out of this world, a generous amount of sociable living space, 2 bedrooms, a beautiful cottage-style garden, and enough room on the drive for the caravan.
When we first came around the corner and saw property number 2, I thought it was really quite nice. The garden is absolutely magnificent. I feel really comfortable in this house. It is, yes, it's saying, I could live with you.
It's got a lovely warm feeling to it, but I really do think it's different. It's different to whatever I've ever had before, but I could definitely live with this. I really like it.
It's a beautiful garden. I feel like I was born to sit in this garden. Oh, you know, guys, if you don't buy it, I might buy it.
Too late.
Ooh, that's fighting talk. Excellent.
Yes, it's a beautiful house.
It is. It's really lovely. We both love it.
A palpable hit. Very good. Well, it's been a long day, so let's find some peace and respite.
Okay, sounds good.
As dusk falls over the spectacular Lincolnshire countryside, it marks the end of a very encouraging day's house hunting. Expatriate retirees Terry and Judith have spent the last 6 years in France, but are now yearning for the great British lifestyle again. They want to live much closer to their family and have plumped for the beautiful county of Lincolnshire. So far, they've been impressed by the welcoming feel of an old post office, but have fallen even harder for the charming features of a country cottage with a futuristic kitchen. But still to come, our mystery house takes our property search to a Jane ostentatious level.
Beautiful. What a surprise.
really
Shock, isn't it?
And I find out more about the use and conservation of an ancient Lincolnshire woodland.
I wish the English summer would be a bit more welcoming to our homecomers from France. Although I have to say that it looks like Terry and Judith are very much in love with Lincolnshire. No complaints there. And they seem to really like our second contemporary property. So for the mystery house, we've gone for something much more contemporary, but with an oh-so-period twist.
We've made the journey 17 miles southeast of Lincoln to the village of Timberland, and we're around 60 miles from Rotherham for those family visits. The ancient church at Timberland has been a place of worship for over 800 years, and amenities include a post office and a local shop for those day-to-day necessities. Our mystery house is a bungalow built just over a decade ago, but we think it delivers all the character that Terry and Judith are looking for. It's designed in the grand style of Lyme Park, which is the blueprint for Pemberley in Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice.
Here we have it, the mystery house.
Different.
It's different.
It is. Very different.
Good heavens.
Oh, wow. It looks very nice.
It looks a bit like an old
Georgian.
coach house.
Yeah, it does.
Exactly. Well, The inspiration is Jane Austen.
Oh, right.
Yes, it's a sort of Georgian, it's based on a sort of Georgian orangery.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is a much more, in a way, it's a simpler proposition, because as we see inside, it's actually quite a simple layout, and as you'll notice, it's all on one level,
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
so no stairs.
Which is nice.
Oh, well, we like that.
Yes.
Let's look inside.
Right.
The Austen-inspired style of this property is a winner so far, and I'm sure the quality of the period detail inside is going to really impress our buyers.
Come on in.
Thank you.
Straight into the hallway.
Oh, it's lovely.
See what I mean about the Jane Austen
do,
feel?
yeah.
Oh, it is, yes.
It really is a work of art, this house.
It is, it's
it is.
beautiful. What a surprise.
It is really
Shock,
wonderful.
isn't it?
That is.
I see your eyes caught by these amazing arches.
Arches, yeah.
Because these are all bespoke. They're made by a local Lincolnshire craftsman. And lovely kind of cornicing, and the roses here,
Yeah.
the rose here as well. And you'll see that the whole house is this long, what they call enfilade of rooms.
Floor through.
You've got a sitting room there with a lovely log burner and a bespoke Ancaster stone sill and
Love it.
hearth.
Yes.
But actually, I do like it. It's lovely.
It is.
It's really nice.
Really
it's,
nice.
It's not cottagey, but it's got that old-fashioned style to it. I think it's lovely.
At the opposite end of the house, adjacent to the dining area, is a separate family room which could be used as a bedroom, as there's an ensuite bathroom attached to it. But we're going straight ahead into the kitchen.
Would this work as a kitchen as it stands?
I think it's just a little bit too small for me, really. Beautiful views, though.
It's a good external
But
view.
I think that this is just too small. However, whether you could maybe knock through on...
Well, yes, the next door is there's a bathroom.
Yeah.
And then there's this utility room at the back. So you could actually knock through and get, so you get a double width kitchen.
That would be... I'm sure that would be a solution, because I don't think I could manage.
I think this area is just a little bit too small.
Work that it would need to be considered.
Next door to the kitchen is this family bathroom, which is situated next to a single bedroom. Adjacent to that is another slightly larger bedroom which is currently set up as a library. With the right permissions, the space that all these rooms occupy could make a great kitchen diner for Judith.
Well, what are your thoughts about the sort of knocking through and merging rooms?
I think it'd be worth doing, though, because I think you'd have all this space that you'd use instead of
Yes.
having little rooms that you probably wouldn't use.
It's a question of whether it's a project too far.
Well, and cost, yeah.
Yes.
You have to
I mean,
perhaps
it's
ask-
cost and the price of the house. so
Yeah,
we'd have to have a look
something
at
to
that.
think about, definitely.
Well, they don't seem to be put off by a bit of a project, but now I just want to show them where they could be sleeping.
The master.
Oh, lovely. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes.
It's really nice.
So it's a lovely sized room
It is.
and nice views. And you've got a great
beautiful.
big wet room.
Yeah,
Good idea.
it is. It's lovely.
Yes.
For us, it'd be fine. And it's lovely. It's got everything.
So
it
Judith
needs.
is getting really fired up, isn't she? I can see there's planning and knocking down walls and moving things.
Yes.
Is that a good
Already
sign?
thinking colours.
That is a good sign, but it sometimes has to be reined in a little.
Worrying for your purse strings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, talking of purse strings.
Oh,
Yes.
it's that time already.
Outside, the compact garden has a very pretty lawn with several features, this Georgian-style summer house for one. There's also a very smart seating area on the patio. And the front of the house has plenty of space in the driveway for a car and caravan.
So do you like the ambience of the outside?
I do, yes. I like it front and back. It's beautiful.
So what do you think it costs?
I think it's perhaps 280.
Terry?
290,000.
290. Okay, in this case, neither of you are right.
All right.
Oh dear.
It's more.
It's actually on the market for 275,000.
Oh,
That's
right.
quite good.
Okay.
So pleasantly
So,
surprised.
yeah,
Yes, I am.
because that gives you that little bit of leeway.
Well, it gives you
Yeah,
£25,000.
it does to have that work done. That's really good. I'm surprised.
So you could get it as you like it and still be in budget.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a good prospect.
Probably even think of more things to do.
Aye. Good. Well, have a quick
Lovely.
peek inside. We'll probably get a
Yeah.
better idea of what you're going to knock down.
Okay.
And then we'll meet at the front.
Okay, thanks very much. Thank you.
Under budget at £275,000, this beautifully designed property gives Terry and Judith a healthy sum to play with to make this house exactly as they'd like. It offers plenty of character features such as the arches and coving, a wood burner, 4 bedrooms, one of which is currently used as a library, a very manageable garden with lovely views, and a driveway for the caravan.
The mystery house was quite different. It was quite a nice, pleasant surprise when we actually came round the corner to see the shape of the windows as though it's an orangery, and it was really quite nice. It is very impressive.
The front part of the house would work for Terry and I. There's lots of little bits that I would do, but the biggest thing for me is the kitchen, which is quite small. I think what I'd like to do is to open that up all the way along. So we'd probably live in the back of the house once it was opened up.
I had to drag you out of this property. Lots of thoughts?
Oh, lots and lots.
Knocking down walls, redesigning?
Yes.
Well, let's move away from all the properties, find a spot and digest what you've seen.
Okay.
Okay.
Over the last 80 years, Britain has lost almost half of its ancient forests and has become one of the least wooded places in Europe. Only around 12% of the UK is now woodland, compared to an average of 44% in other European countries. Lincolnshire is one of Britain's least forested counties. But here in Hillholt Wood, the community is fighting back, planting new saplings and protecting trees. The woodland is co-owned by Karen Lothrop, winner of the Community Forest Prize at last year's Forestry Awards. She invited me to the 34-acre wood, which she and her husband Nigel are committed to conserving, and where they've built their fabulous eco-home.
How long did it take to create this?
About 10 years to get the planning permission and then the building control, design, detail, etc.
Because presumably it's a bit contentious building a house inside ancient woodland.
Extremely. And the initial reaction was absolutely out of the question. And what we had to demonstrate was that the wider benefits to the community and to the management of the woodland, the environment, outweighed the normal principle of no development in woodland.
Right. Talk me through some of the features, because I'm assuming it is very green. What are the highlights for you two?
I think the fact that it's off-grid, that was one of the challenges I wanted to overcome. And that the house, it has very low power requirements, but it's wired up like a normal house. Rainwater collection.
Right.
So we're off-grid for water as well.
And heating?
The whole house, which is, I think it's about 160 square metres, is heated by a single thermal mass wood burner and uses about 3 tonnes of firewood a year.
Woodland is vital for generating oxygen, storing carbon and stabilising soil, as well as providing a home to a variety of wildlife. This wood is a registered charity, which is run as an environmental social enterprise, so any profits made are reinvested into sustainable projects.
There's beautiful woodland here, but I also see big paths cleared. So what's the ethos about how you manage it?
Well, the reason for that, Alistair, is that this is a community-owned and controlled woodland, open free of charge, in which the community can come and enjoy.
And our woodlands is a history of management, and if we stop that management, they deteriorate.
I mean, the ethos of the business is to manage ancient woodland in the 21st century.
Other buildings on the site, which employs over 20 people, are all built from locally sourced materials, such as straw and wood. They're used for vocational education, with courses in construction and land-based studies on offer.
We've got 3 courses, but the one that I think is of most importance to us here in Lincolnshire is our under-16 programme, and that's run for young boys in the main who are excluded from mainstream schooling.
We've got interest from various parts of Britain in replicating this model, at Scarborough, in Hampshire, in Shropshire. I think with the support of local government in those areas, I think it's going to happen.
It's quite beautiful to be here amongst the trees, and it's really is very nice.
Woods are special places.
Well, I think you're doing a special job. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
What a lovely, inspiring couple. And this here is exactly the sort of project that builds community in Lincolnshire, and that is what Judith and Terry are looking for. The only problem is, have we found them the right house to live in? How do the homecomers feel about Lincolnshire?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a beautiful place. What about you, Terry?
It's been really fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's look at the houses one by one. The very first house was right in the centre of the village, white, sort of exposed,
Yeah.
really. What are your thoughts about that?
We both liked it, didn't we? It's got
did
some
like
nice
it.
things, but I think it might need quite a bit of spending on it to bring it up to what we'd want.
I think it'd be a little bit
And-
more of a project.
It's actually probably a little bit too big for us, really, as well.
Yes.
Well, we did think that because it had all those rooms upstairs which you probably
we
wouldn't use.
never
That's right.
use, no.
Yes.
I don't think so.
I don't think we would.
Whereas the second property, just 2 bedrooms and a giant kitchen.
Absolutely beautiful. We both
It was
loved that.
really, really wonderful. I really did like that.
Yeah.
It's got a beautiful garden.
Uh-huh.
The whole aspect of the house was really, really
I
nice.
loved it.
I really thought it was wonderful.
I really did, and we were sort of going to try and think of ways that we can overcome the storage situation. So we're not going to discount it because we both really liked it.
That's right.
It might mean that you have to start decluttering.
It might well do, yeah. I think possibly. I think definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Now, the mystery house was a mystery.
it was.
Unusual. Thoughts about that?
I think the mystery house was really, really nice. I did like it. The house itself, the entrance, and it was very modern. Even though it was open plan with the arches, it certainly did have some character.
And which one are you going to plump for? Are you going to make a move on any of them? What happens next?
I think I'm just tipped over the edge with the third one, the mystery house, because I think it could be made. I think it's got more storage space, more opportunity to make something of it. So I think that one might be the one for me.
Terry, are you in agreement?
I'm in agreement with that, yes. I think we would do really quite well with that.
Well, bon chance with that. I hope it all
Merci.
goes well, because it would be lovely. It's a great story that you're
Yeah.
coming back, and lovely that you've taken us to this great county.
Oh, it's
And I
beautiful.
hope very much to see you in one of those properties.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I hope
you.
we will.
Vive le Lincolnshire. Well, I have to say, we were all quite surprised. We were convinced that Judith and Terry were going to go for house number 2 with its lovely contemporary finish. But actually, I think the mystery house might offer Judith more scope to put her mark on the property rather than move into somebody else's dream. Although I don't envy the movers transporting all her knickknacks from France to England, or actually Terry coming straight into a massive building project. But hopefully they'll move soon. And if you have enjoyed our perambulations around the property market here in England, then join us next time for more Escape to the Country.
In fact, Terry and Judith surprised us by deciding not to go back to the mystery house. Instead, they're going to have another look at property number 2. So hopefully they'll be back in Britain soon. And if you'd like to escape to the country in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland or England and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.